तू मुझे नवाजे, तेरा कर्म है वरना, तेरी रहमतों का बदला मेरी बंदगी नहीं। सत श्री अकाल, सलाम, नमस्ते। कांशी टीवी देखਣ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਹੈਲਥ ਟਾਕ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ। ਮੈਂ ਬਲਬੀਰ ਕੌਰ। ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਹੈਲਥ ਟਾਕ ਸ਼ੋਅ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਗੈਸਟ ਜੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਦੇਣਗੇ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਤਵਿਕ ਆਹਾਰ ਕੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦਾ ਖਾਣਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਖਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਹੜਾ ਖਾਣਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਲਈ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੈਗਾ। ਇਹ ਸਭ ਦੀ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਣਗੇ ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਨੇ। ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਕਾਂਸ਼ੀ ਟੀਵੀ ਦੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸਤਰਾਜ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਕਾਂਸ਼ੀ ਟੀਵੀ।
Thank you so much for having me. I am so happy.
So tell us a little bit about you, Satraj. How did you become a nutrition? What made you become a nutritionist?
Okay, so it's a bit of a long story, but I'll make it as short as I can for all of the viewers.
Yes.
I originally started in finance, so I have a finance background. I used to work in banking.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
totally different.
Yeah, very, very busy. This was about 15 years ago when I used to live in London. And I started to become a little bit tired of London, such a busy life, working so many long hours. You know, what for? You don't really have time to enjoy. You're earning big salaries, but you have no free time. So what is the point? So I went to India. And met my husband.
Oh wow.
I know, big change. And we decided to become vegetarians.
Okay.
Then and there. I think in India it is healthy to be vegetarian because obviously you don't know where the meat is going to come from or how it's been treated, and you know, because meat, well, cows are, it's a holy animal. We said in India, we will be fully vegetarians. When we came back from our trip, I thought, you know, if you're going to be vegetarian, you might as well do it in a proper way. Because a lot of people were questioning me, especially my family. They were saying, are you sure you're getting all of the nutrients that you need? Because you look a little bit tired and you don't look the same. So I decided I'm going to study nutrition and I'm going to make sure that if I'm going to be fully vegetarian, I do it in the proper way.
Okay.
That's what you know.
So ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਰੀਅਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਗਏ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਮਿਲੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਡਿਸਾਈਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਫੁੱਲੀ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਰੀਅਨ ਬਣਨਗੇ। ਸਰਟਨ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੀਟ ਹੈ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਦੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਡਿਸਾਈਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੇਕਰ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਰੀਅਨ ਹੋਣਾ ਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਵਾਂਗੇ। ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ UK ਬ੍ਰਿਟਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਏ ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈ ਸ਼ੀ ਵਾਜ਼ ਇਨ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀਗੇ ਐਂਡ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨਿਸਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀਗੇ। ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਪੈਸਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਸੈਟੀਸਫੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਹ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਕਰੀਏ। ਯੈਸ। So you know, in nutrition, what is nutrition? If we say, you know, in simple forms, I know there is many things we can go for nutrition, but in basic terms, what we will say is nutrition.
In basic terms, nutrition means that you get all of the nutrients, so all of the vitamins and minerals that you need to be healthy, to grow from food. That is nutrition, so that you do a good absorption of all of the, you know, food intake and your liquid intake, and it transforms in everything that you need. That's nutrition. So it's very important that we are conscious about everything that we are putting inside our body. It's a sacred place, isn't it? So when we fill ourselves with the wrong things, our body is not going to get everything that it needs in order to be healthy.
So nutrition ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਤਰਾਜ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਬਾਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਇੱਕ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਬਾਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਣਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਰਾਈਟ ਫੂਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਲਥੀ ਫੂਡ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਾਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਗੱਡੀ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਫਿਊਲ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਟਾਈਪ ਦਾ, ਤੇ ਇਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਸਰੀਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਾਈਟ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜਾਣਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬਾਡੀ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਚੰਗੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲ ਸਕੇ। Yes. So what is the basic nutrition you will say?
I think the main points in nutrition is that in a whole day you get everything that you need in order to be healthy. it's very difficult when you think about it. You think, oh my God, all of the vitamins and minerals that I need. There's 13 vitamins. How many minerals?
How many?
There are?
That's true.
Yeah.
Too many. It's like make your brain. I'm taking this one or this one, and you know there is so much competition as well. Different brands for the food as well, and for the nutrition as well, for mineral as well. So it makes us more confused, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's difficult to take into account so many things. So what did I eat today? What vitamins did I consume? What minerals did I have? It's not an easy thing. I think having a varied diet that includes everything is the best, because when we don't and we exclude a lot of food, but even though I'm vegetarian, that doesn't mean that I'm excluding food, because some people will argue that, oh, you're not getting protein.
Yeah,
but actually there's
lots of
protein.
time. Yeah.
Yes, but there's protein in all of the foods. So when you know that every food has a different composition of protein, water, fiber, how many minerals, how many vitamins in each food, then if you follow a vegetarian diet or a vegan diet or any other diet, you need to take all of those into account, that you have a good
balance.
Yes,
yeah. So ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਕਿ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ ਫੂਡ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਰੀਅਨ ਹੋ ਜਾਂ ਵੀਗਨ ਹੋ, ਇੱਕ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਪਲੇਟ ਸਾਡੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰੇਕ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਫੂਡ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਜੋ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਾਈਡ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੋਏ। ਬੈਲੈਂਸ ਡਾਈਟ ਹੋਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਵੀਗਨ ਲਈ ਜਾਂ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਰੀਅਨ ਲਈ ਹੋਏ। ਕਈ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਰੀਅਨ ਜਾਂ ਵੀਗਨ ਉਹ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੀਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੀ, ਪਰ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਆਧਾਰ ਤੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਵੈਲ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ ਡਾਈਟ ਆਪਣੀ ਪਲੇਟ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਪ੍ਰੋਵਾਈਡ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਸੋ what food and nutrition is our next question as we
so it's a very important question, because you would think that everything that you eat is food. Yeah, you can classify it like that, but there are so many things that are processed and they don't have the right nutrition inside them.
Okay.
I'm just going to put an example. Cereal. Cereal is, food that you have in the morning, but when you look at it, so many cereals have been processed and all of the nutrition is actually out of them, so they have to put vitamins and minerals inside it to make it like a proper food. So foods and nutrition is completely interlinked, because all that I need in order to be healthy is going to come from these foods. If I'm not looking at what is in this food that I'm having, I'm not going to have the right level of nutrition that I need in order to be healthy. I always say, if you're having problems with your digestion, with your skin, with your hair, with your nails, even with colds, you're not having the right foods for you. There's something that is lacking in your food, in your diet. You're not getting the right nutrition for yourself.
So it's everything is linked with the food.
Yes.
Food which is not good in nutrition basically.
Yes.
So ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਫੂਡ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੇ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਲਿੰਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੈ। ਹਰੇਕ ਫੂਡ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਪਰ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਫੂਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਾਈਟ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਏ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਫੂਡ ਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਾਈਟ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਸਾਹਮਣਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਡਾਇਬੀਟੀਜ਼ ब्लड प्रेशर या किसी भी चीज़ का सामना कर रहे हो कि तुसी वो राइट फूड अमाउंट लै रहे हो या नहीं लै रहे हो, ये देखने की बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो वो चेंजिस करने की भी लोड़ हैगी है। जेकर तुसी राइट फूड नहीं लै रहे तो यदा मतलब है तुहाडी हेल्थ राइट नहीं हैगी है। सो यू नीड टू टेक अ राइट फूड। So next question, what are the element of nutritions?
Yeah, so we already touch up on the vitamins and minerals. That is the main thing. Obviously you also have the calories, which is kind of the energy that the food provides for you. So it looks more at the fat and the carbohydrates intake. So you need to look at in food, when you have a plate, your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner, you need to make sure that all of the elements that you need are provided in that meal. So we need protein, we need fats, and we need carbohydrates. It's basically those three things that need to be on the plate. In those three things will be, if we have a balanced diet and it looks right, we will have all of the vitamins and minerals that we have. But sometimes people eat like small meals or haven't got a complete, so maybe they take out the protein, or maybe they don't have enough fat. So that's, you know, when you have the three elements, so the right protein, the right fat, and the right carbohydrate, you have a complete meal that is going to provide you with all that you need. Those three elements need to be always in every meal.
In every meal. सो तीन एलिमेंट्स जो मैंशन किए ने सरताज ने कि यह जरूरी हैगा कि सतराज जो मैंशन कर रहे हैं कि 3 एलिमेंट्स साडी डाइट दे विच होने बहुत जरूरी ने जेकर असी चाहते हैं कि असी हेल्थी रहिए जेकर 3 एलिमेंट्स साडी डाइट दे विच हैगे ते यू हैविंग अ राइट पोर्शन राइट हेल्थी फूड यू हैविंग ताडी प्लेट दे विच एवरी टाइम ए 3 एलिमेंट होने चाहिए हैगे So which food are higher in nutrition?
Yeah, that is a great question.
There is a lot of people ask that, you know. So we thought we'll ask you actually. So expert, give us answer now.
Yes. So the highest content of nutrition in food is in the green foods.
So green food has the higher.
So spinach, broccoli, all of the, you know, kind of not lettuce, but when you have you know, when you have the sag.
Yes. And we so साग दे विच सतराज दस रही है कि सब तो ज़्यादा जड़े हैगे elements हैगे.
It's a very healthy food. Sag is one of my favorites because it has all of these green foods. So it's very rich in vitamins, in minerals, in proteins. It's got the right fat content as well. When you make that plate, sag is excellent. But if your plate has a lot of greens, it means it has a very high content of nutrition. So all of the green foods are the highest. You know, the highest ones in vitamins and minerals.
So जिन्नी तुसी हरी सब्जियां खाओगे कहंदे ओनी ताडी सेहत लई अच्छियां हैगियां. सो जिता कि सतराज ने मैंशन किया साग जिहड़ा कहंदे कि बहुत वधिया हुंदा जेकर तुसी वो खाओ ते वो फुल ऑफ कहंदे कि ओदे च असी काफ़ी कुछ जिहड़ी हरी सब्जियां पालक पाई जांदी है स्पिनच देयर इज सो मेनी थिंग्स एडेड यू कैन ऐड एक्चुअली
that's how you need to eat, like depending on the color of the food, depending on the vitamins and minerals that is providing you. But green has the highest content. So I always say to people, even if you're not going to eat other things, make sure you eat greens in your day. Anything green. So even if you can do your broccoli, or even if you do your spinach today, you will have had.
So is once a day they need to have it in the portion, or it has to be many
times? Ideally, we would have 2 a day.
2 a day.
Because greens in the breakfast is difficult.
Yes. So कहते 2 बारी जेकर तुसी कोई भी green vegetable हो जाए तुसी अगर खा सको अपनी डाइट दे विच, that will be really good for your health. कि जेड़ा हैगा उदा ते ट्राई करो भी जिन्ने ज़्यादा ग्रीन खा सको इट विल बी गुड फॉर यू. स्पिनच ले लो या होर कोई जड़ी हरी गोभी हुंदी है या कोई होर जड़ी ग्रीन सब्जियां ने वो तुसी ले लो. पर जरूरी है कि 2 चीज़ां जड़ियां ताडी डाइट दे विच जड़ियां हैगियां वो जरूरी होनी चाहिए ग्रीन कलर दियां. सो उहदे नाल ताडी हेल्थ काफ़ी हद तक वधिया रहूगी. सो व्हाट कॉज अ पुअर न्यूट्रिशन?
Very good question. The main cause of bad nutrition is that today we have all of these processed foods that we think are foods, but they don't provide us with the right stuff. So that is the problem today, that we are eating so many things that are processed and are not natural.
That's true.
Yeah, we don't eat enough green foods, we don't eat enough vegetables, we don't eat enough fruits. Sometimes I even to my children I ask them, how many fruits do you eat today? 1 is not enough. For 1 a day is not enough. How many vegetables did you eat? 2 is not enough. You know, the general guidelines says that you should eat 5 fruits in a day.
And some people say it's changing to 7 now.
Yes, I think they're doing the
Yeah.
7 because they were saying the 7 fruits or veg.
Okay, so,
So
mixing two.
they're including the vegetables now, which is very good because, you know, sometimes you think, okay, you did have all of these fruits, but you didn't have any vegetables. The fruits are very good in, you know, vitamins and minerals, but they're very high in sugar.
That's
So
true.
vegetables are much better. So I would say you need to have 5 vegetables a day, and the rest can be fruit, maybe 2, 3.
Okay. So as a snack they can take it, or
Yes.
as a you know, treat, like we have a cake or something, rather than that having
Yeah.
they can have banana or apple or orange, something like.
Definitely. Even that would make such a big difference for people, and you know, more so for children, because children today, they ask for a snack, and what are the parents giving? A biscuit, crisps. No, give them a banana, give them an apple, a pear, an orange. In crisps, in biscuits, you've given nothing. That's where
It's harmful.
yeah,
Tooth decay,
yeah.
lots of diabetes.
Yeah, there's
So many.
There's nothing in there. There's salt, fat, and no vitamins. In crisps is basically, really, it's empty food, because you're not getting any
Nothing
nutrition
from there.
from a packet of crisps.
It's just getting a fat, isn't it?
Yes.
Basically, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's
And
why we got the
processed
obesity as well nowadays.
Yes.
Kids are getting more fatter.
Yes.
ਸੋ ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫਰੂਟ ਐਂਡ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਬਲ ਖਾ ਸਕੋ, ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ 5 ਪਰ ਡੇ, ਜਿਹੜੇ 5 ਫਰੂਟ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਬਲ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਗੁੱਡ ਮੰਨੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ। ਜੇਕਰ 7 ਲੈ ਸਕੋ ਤੇ ਵਧੀਆ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫਰੂਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਬਲ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਰੂਟ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਸਨੈਕ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਟਰੀਟ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੇਕ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ। ਬਨਾਨਾ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਐਪਲ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਜਾਂ ਔਰੰਜ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫਰੂਟ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਖਾਓ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਲੈਵਲ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵਧੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਈਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਾਇਬੀਟਿਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ ਡਾਈਟ ਕਰਨਾ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ 7 ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ 5 ਫਰੂਟ ਐਂਡ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਬਲ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਡਾਈਟ 'ਚ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਿਹਤ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ। ਬਾਕੀ ਜੇਕਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਫਰੂਟ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਹੈਗਾ, ਲੇਕਿਨ ਸਨੈਕ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਬਿਸਕਿਟਸ ਵਗੈਰਾ, ਕ੍ਰਿਪਸ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਉਹ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰਨੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਵੋਇਡ ਕਰੀਏ ਆਪਣੇ ਲਈ ਤੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਲਈ। ਐਂਡ what are the challenges for human nutrition?
The biggest challenge is that when you go to the shops, you find the processed foods, but you don't find the natural foods.
And I will say it's cheap as well.
Yes, it's so cheap. You go, a packet of crisps is what, 50p, 80p, but you have apples? No. You have bananas? No. So sometimes if you're in a hurry, you need a snack for yourself or for your children, and you're not carrying any whole foods. By whole foods, I mean, you know, foods that haven't been processed. Any fruit, any vegetable, nuts is a great snack as well. I normally tell my kid, have the fruit, and then if you're still hungry, have some nuts. Cashews, almonds are great.
I'm going to talk about that a little bit as well.
So I think the biggest challenge is you go to the supermarket, you see all of these food, fancy foods, they look amazing, and they have nothing inside, and they're marketed to children as well. So it's a big problem, because now they don't want to have the fruits, they don't want to have what is healthy, they want to have this nice packet of crisps.
Because their friend eating or somebody else's
Yes.
they've seen. So it's I think as we was talking, grandparents as well, sometimes they bring the things, you know, to treat them as well. So that's a disadvantage as well, isn't it? So marketing. Other thing, you know, Satraj, I wanted to mention as well, you know, tin food. Do you think tin food is relevant, like normal, you know, fresh food is better, or the tin food is better? What do you think? You know, when we go to marketing, there is, you know, tin food is available, and that's some people think it's better to have tin food. They can keep it for longer time, and you know, fruit, if we buy fruit, it's going to go off by 2-3 days. So what you will say to those people who use tin food more?
Definitely the best food is the fresh food, and is the food that hasn't been processed. So always think, you know, the way that they come, the way that God provides us the food, that's the way to look at it. You know, God provides us the apple. He didn't provide us with applesauce. God provided us with the tomato. He didn't provide us with tomato sauce.
Absolutely.
So let's eat the way that is being provided. Now, for the teens, I would say, okay, fine. If you are going to buy the teen foods because they're going to last you longer, you can do for a few things. So, for example, I buy the spinach sometimes in the teen food. You know, it's not as good as the, you know, fresh one, but sometimes, because if I'm going to make a big sag and I don't have so many, you know, packets of spinach,
yeah,
it's fine, it's okay, because it's being collected and it's being put in the tin with salt and water, so it's kind of okay. It would be much better to have the fresh.
So it's always go for the fresh fruit. And
yes.
What about organic food? Do you think is it much different to organic food or processed food? Definitely organic food.
I always go for the organic food. And the price difference is not that big. So I always go for organic milk, organic fruits, organic vegetable. Why? Because at least I know that it doesn't have as many pesticides in it. At the end of the day, the less, you know, content of pesticides is better.
That's true.
And the difference is not that big. People say, you know, oh, it's a lot. I think maybe in milk there's a bit of a big difference, but the rest, I always compare, and the only big differences are in milk and tomatoes.
Milk and tomatoes.
Yeah.
So we know that now.
Yes. But tomatoes, they have a lot of pesticides. A lot of pesticides. So, okay, if you really can't, it's fine. If you have a few foods that you can't afford in the organic, I think it's okay.
So you can start with a mix and match a little bit,
yes.
and then slowly get to it,
yeah.
isn't it? So ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਰਗੈਨਿਕ ਫੂਡ ਵੀ ਖਾਓ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੈਮੀਕਲਸ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੇਗੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਲਈ ਵਧੀਆ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਕੈਮੀਕਲਸ ਸਾਡੀ ਇਸ ਬਾਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਕੈਮੀਕਲ ਸਾਡੀ ਬਾਡੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਅਫੈਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ, ਇਸ ਲਈ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਆਰਗੈਨਿਕ ਫੂਡ ਖਾਧਾ ਜਾਏ। ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਫਰੈਸ਼ ਫਰੂਟ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਵੀ ਵਿਲ ਬੀ ਗੋ ਔਨ ਦ what are the most common nutrition related to diseases? That's a big
it's very big, but I will obviously, I think that most of the diseases are based in nutrition. So if we are not eating properly, that's when we start getting sick. The most common, obviously, you have diabetes, you have cholesterol. Cholesterol is a big one because
it is.
Yeah, if you have heart disease, you have high cholesterol, it means your diet needs to change. But nowadays, even if you have eczema, skin issues, the same is all based in the nutrition that you're having right from the start. So right as when you start as a child, you have to have the right habits in your nutrition. I think it's okay to sometimes, you know, go to a party, have cake, ice cream and all of this.
Once often, yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you know, these things are here, and it's very difficult to say to a child, oh, you can't have these things because they're not healthy. It's okay, but it shouldn't be on a daily basis. It shouldn't be. If 90% of your diet is okay, you can allow that 10% for a party, for a wedding, for, you know, going out, and you have that treat.
That's a
good rule.
Yeah. So ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਕਿ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ 90% ਆਪਣੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ 10% ਹੈਗਾ 90% ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ, ਅੱਛੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ, ਵੈਲ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ ਡਾਈਟ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੇ 10% ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਰੱਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਾਰਟੀਜ਼ ਹੋਏ, ਵਿਆਹ ਸ਼ਾਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਣ ਉਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਐ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਸਟਾਪ ਕਰਨਾ, ਪਰ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ 90% ਆਪਣੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਕਰ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਿਜ਼ੀਜ਼ਸ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਮੰਨਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਬਲੱਡ ਪ੍ਰੈਸ਼ਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਖੂਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚਰਬੀ ਵੱਧ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਡਾਇਬੀਟੀਜ਼ ਹੈਗਾ, ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀਆਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਾਈਟ ਨੂੰ ਠੀਕ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਾਬੂ ਪਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਕਾਫੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਦਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ। ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੋਲਵ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਆਪਣਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਲੈ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਮਦਦਗਾਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਡਾਇਬੀਟੀਜ਼, we goes through a lot with the nutrition changes,
Yes.
a big different blood pressure as well.
Yeah, because I think with diabetes what it is, if you get used to having a very high sugar level, so you wake up in the morning, first thing that you have is sugar. If you have cereal, you're having sugar. So you have sugar, then you have a high, sugar level. Then you drop, then immediately you need more sugar. So you look for something else. And if you get your body used to having a high sugar level, that you get the diabetes. That is the problem. You can't cope with
the rest of the day.
Yeah, you can't cope. So all of the time you're looking for, being, these blood sugar changes. No, that's why when you maintain a whole food balanced diet where it's not high in sugar, it's better to be high in protein, high in fats, then you haven't got that issue. But when you, since a very young age, all that you're having is, very high in sugar, that becomes diabetes.
Straight
in the later age, yeah.
And nowadays younger children's having diabetes, teenagers having, and it's actually newborn babies are having as well diabetes. So it's very, very noticeable now that we need to change in our diet. There is something wrong is happening, which is making our, especially the Asian community, we have the sugar take in our Asian community, the rasgullas, the gulab jamuns, the mithai has too much sugar.
Too much
and
sugar.
We don't even realize, one burfi maybe have 2-3 spoon of sugar. We just take it and and we say, oh, I don't know why I've got diabetes. We don't realize what we're eating, what we're putting in our mouth that's what we're becoming actually, isn't it?
Yeah, and if from a young age you start like this, then you definitely are going to end up like, because if you think, okay, if you look at a basic diet, you have cereal in the morning.
Yeah.
If you had most of them are high in sugar, very few are low in sugar. So you already having maybe 4 or 5 spoons of sugar in your cereal.
Well, we don't realize it's that much.
No, but if you're having crunchy nuts, if you're having, anything that is not Weetabix. Weetabix is the only one that doesn't have added sugar.
I'm good girl.
Okay, you're having Weetabix.
Yes.
Okay, so Weetabix is the only one that is okay. The others are absolutely awful. If you're not sure, when you get the cereal, it will tell you, and if it's color orange in the sugars, that means definitely no. It needs to be green, and you will see that no cereals are green.
Okay, ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਦੱਸੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੀਰੀਅਲ ਬਾਈ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਜੇਕਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਲੇਬਲ ਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ orange ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਬਾਈ ਕਰੋ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਜੇਕਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਗ੍ਰੀਨ ਕਲਰ ਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਉਹ ਸੇਫ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਖਾਣ ਦੇ ਲਈ। So it's very important to check the label, isn't it? Very important.
If you have porridge, which is not the one that you make at home but the one that you bought, it already has 4 or 5 spoons of sugar added into it. So all of these foods that are supposed to make your life
healthy,
easier and faster, because people want to just put it in the microwave and come and go, they are very high in sugar, very, very high. So if you start your day with that, then you have let's say roti, you have paratha for lunch, more sugar.
I'm going to ask you one thing, Satraj. Do you think, you are from 2 cultures, and which one do you think has a good nutrition actually? I know it's a tricky question.
No, it's fine. Yeah. But I've had the opportunity to live, in an Indian household, and in my house where it's completely different. I can see that in my mother-in-law, we have a very high sugar intake because if we eat the cereal, then we eat the roti at lunchtime, and then in the evening, let's say that we have beans and toast, we have no greens. Where's our fruit? Where's our salads? There's so many things that are lacking in there. So I made a compromise with my mother-in-law. I said, fine, the children can have their, the parantas and the roti, but you have to put a salad on the side.
Oh, so there is mix and match you're doing, which is like balancing two things together.
Yeah, because at home, we did have more of a balanced diet because even though we were allowed the cereals and juice and other things, in each plate there was always a protein, a carbohydrate, fat content. So it was more balanced. So sometimes I feel, when we go to the Gurdwara, for example, and then it's very high in sugar, very high in carbs, and it's lacking all of those greens, fresh fruits, fresh veg. So, that is the point. You have it once a week, it's fine.
So that's a 10% side. You can have it.
Yes.
The 90% is at home. When you're at home, you have to have a well-balanced diet. And you can actually, as you say, I'll just mention to our viewers as well. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਿਕਸ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਸਤਰਾਜ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੋਟੀ ਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਨਾਲ ਦਾਲ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸੈਲਡ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਫਰੂਟ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸੋ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਪੋਰਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਟੀਨ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੈਲ ਬੈਲੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਣ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ, ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਿਰ ਕੋਈ ਕਮੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਅਲੱਗ-ਅਲੱਗ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮੈਡੀਕਲਸ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਵੀ। ਸੋ ਆਈਵ ਜਸਟ ਮੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਦੈਟ ਯੂ ਕੈਨ ਸੀ what the lack of things they are. If they have medical condition, you can approach certain food which is good for them, isn't it? So you can add extra that bit. Say if somebody has blood pressure, they can have little bit salt, or compared to the rest of the family.
Yes, you really have to look at what each person needs, and for children as well, completely different needs. So and for men and women, completely different needs in everything, in the calories, in the vitamins, in the minerals. So if you're cooking for everyone, it's difficult. You're not going to have all of these things in your mind. Oh, am I giving the right level of vitamins to my child? It's very difficult. But if you think, am I providing a balanced plate? So in the plate, there's enough salad. There should always be salad in your lunch or in your dinner at least. If you can't have 2 salads a day, then at least have one.
One salad.
But there's some children that don't eat salad at all.
That's true as well.
Yeah. And even adults. They said, I went for the whole day and I didn't have salad. Oh, any vegetables. And you think, oh my God, that's just how people start getting ill. Because they go so many days without the right level of nutrition that they need, then your body starts getting
breaking. So as our viewers watching, what you will say in a well balanced diet for child, adult or old age person, which things should be included? So that things has to be, as you mentioned, one will be salad, and what else needed to be included in their plate? In the morning, if we go, what should be in the morning time they should have as a
I like to think it this way because I think it's easy to think about it like this during the whole day. My main tip is think of the rainbow.
Okay.
When you think of a rainbow, how many colors the rainbow has? Those colors, you need to eat one of each a day.
So there is 7 colors.
Exactly.
So let me just so Satraj ji ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਡਾਈਟ ਬਣਾਣੀ ਹੈ, ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਪਲੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਰੇਨਬੋ ਇੱਕ ਨੂੰ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਦੇਖਣਾ। ਇੰਦਰਧਨੁਸ਼ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 7 ਰੰਗ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ 7 ਰੰਗ ਕੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਪਲੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ ਪੂਰੇ ਦਿਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ।
That's the way I do it with my children. I think it's very easy. When they come from school, I think, okay, let's think of the rainbow. Have you eaten anything red? No. Okay, we're going to have tomatoes in the evening. I immediately, you know, check for that. Anything orange? No. Okay, here's your snack. You can have an orange now. Anything yellow, they might say yes if they had it. It could have been lemon, could have been zucchini, could have been a banana. Once you get the hang of it, it gets very, very easy. The difficult ones are obviously blue and purple because there's not many things.
It's blueberries only, or aubergine.
Yes, that's the only one that is a bit tricky. It's the only one that you think, oh, yeah. But definitely the green, the red, the orange, the yellow. As long as you have those colors, if you have them in each plate, you're eating amazing. If,
that's true.
If in your meal you have all of those colors, it means your meal is full of vitamins, full of minerals. You're gonna have amazing health. But even I will struggle with that because, for example, in the morning, some people, you know, are not able to eat as much to include all of that. But if you have, for example, one fruit and your cereal, at least you've already got one color there. Notice that the cereal doesn't have any color.
So what about Satraj, you know, a lot of people, I mean, I've seen having smoothies and all that as well. Some people say they are really high in intake in sugar, some say it's okay. So it's like a mixed view. What do you think about that? You know, the morning time, lots of people who take smoothies, they are a lot of food, I'm not saying that, but it's like a lot of sugar as well. So what's your view on that?
I think smoothies are amazing, to be honest with you. I think they are a really good way to put a lot of fruit and veg in your body at one time. I personally don't like to drink them.
Okay. So that's why he was looking for you. Okay.
Yes. I personally, I like to drink them in the summer.
Okay.
When there's a warm weather and I can make maybe a smoothie that has spinach, blueberries, half banana, and maybe I will add some almond milk.
Okay, so different way of making.
So notice there that I'm making only one fruit in this smoothie. The problem is when you add to the smoothie 3 or 4 fruits.
Okay.
That is when the problem occurs because then it makes it high in sugar. Also, for the smoothies, for them to be healthy, you have to make them. The ones that you buy in the supermarket, they're definitely very high in sugar. They have mostly, so 70% is fruit. You don't want 70% to be fruit. You want maybe 20% to be fruit. So only include 1 fruit. Okay, maybe 2 as a max.
Okay.
If you're doing it for children, half a banana makes it perfect because it makes it creamy and gives it a nice taste. So for example, my children, if I give them spinach and cook, they're not very keen. But if I make a smoothie with spinach, half banana and blueberries, they will love. But that's like a 1 cup of spinach that you had. So that is, you know,
very good.
Yeah.
So you use less fruit basically when it's so Satraj ji da kehna ki smoothies are really good in the morning, but hai ki tusi kinne fruit use karde ho ਇਹ ਤੇ depend ਕਰਦਾ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ too much fruit smoothie ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਉਹ ਚੰਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ 3 ਤੱਕ fruit ਪਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ 2 ਜਾਂ 3 fruit ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ smoothie ਬਣਾਉਣ ਵੇਲੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ fruits ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਉਹ ਠੀਕ ਨੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਪਰ ਕਈ ਲੋਕੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਲੈਵਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਾਈ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ fruit ਪਾਣ ਕਰਕੇ ਹਾਈ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੋ ਉਹਗਾ 2 ਜਾਂ 3 ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫਰੂਟ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਲਈ ਠੀਕ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ so always have a balance actually isn't it so what about you know the fresh juice as well that's contain a lot of sugar as well you think you're making home juice but it's like a lot of sugar what do you say about that
it is I always try not to make juice it's not very healthy I again go to the basic example God provides us with an orange He didn't provide us with the orange juice. Why? Because when you get one orange and you squeeze it into make orange juice, you've taken all of the fiber out of the orange and you make just the liquid sugar basically. And how many oranges can you drink? To make a full glass, you probably have to use 3 or 4 oranges. Can you eat 3 or 4 oranges in one sitting?
No.
So that is the problem with the juice. You're taking the fiber out.
Okay.
So you will eat 1 orange, maybe 2, but you don't need 3 or 4. But for the juice, you will need 3 or 4, and you're leaving all of this out. And fiber is very important as well.
Very important, yeah.
I would say juices occasionally is not good. I think the best way is to eat the whole fruit.
Okay.
It provides you with everything.
सो सतराज जी का कहना है कि जेडे फ्रूट जूस है वो ट्राई करो कि अवॉइड करो ओकेजनली सम टाइम तुसी पियो क्योंकि ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਫੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਫਾਈਬਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਲੌਸਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਜੂਸ ਕੱਢਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੇ ਔਰੰਜ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਔਰੰਜ ਜੂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਸੋ ਪੂਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫਾਈਬਰ ਤੇ ਜੂਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਔਰੰਜ ਨੂੰ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਫਾਈਬਰ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਟਾਈਪ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕੁ ਔਰੰਜ ਖਾ ਲਾਂਗੇ 4-5 ਔਰੰਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਖਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਪਰ ਉਹਦਾ ਜੂਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੱਕ ਗਲਾਸ 'ਚ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਹੈਲਥੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੋ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਫਰੂਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਹੋਲ ਖਾਓ ਜੂਸ ਕੱਢਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਨਾ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫਰੂਟ ਕੱਟ ਕੇ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੂਰੀ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਏਗੀ ਫਾਈਬਰਸ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨਸ ਹੋਣਗੇ healthy eating tips.
The healthiest tip that I can give you is the rainbow again. If you always come back to the rainbow and think, did I eat something of this color today? That is definitely going to provide you with a good balance. It's going to provide you with vitamins, minerals, everything that you need. That is like the main. I always think, oh, you know, if by the end of the day I haven't had like anything red, I'll possibly have some tomatoes or some strawberries, something. If I didn't have anything green, I'll definitely make a salad and make sure that I have one. Because if you leave some of the colors out, it means it's not balanced. So, you know, it's only the blue. Okay, the blue, I can agree that it's very difficult. Unless you love blueberries. I have one of my sons loves blueberries and he eats every single day. So it's perfect.
That's good.
Yeah.
So basically, 7 colors.
Yes.
Good. And what you will say about exercise and nutrition?
Exercise and nutrition are hand in hand. I think that for you to be healthy, you can eat super healthy, but if you do not exercise, it's a little bit like you can't let your body not have exercise, even if it's just walking. You know, I do think that it's very important for us, for adults and children, to have that daily movement. I do think that we live busy lives and sometimes it's not always possible to go to the gym or go to a yoga class or, but if you're walking, if you are at least doing some stretching, some good in the morning so that you give your body a good, energy level, because you could have super good food, but then you always like stagnant, like not moving, it's not good for your joints, it's not good for your muscles, it's not good for your energy levels. Obviously, if you eat healthy, you're providing your body with a lot of things already.
But if you're not working out, it's not getting the use of it, isn't it?
Yes.
So, Sartaj ji da कहना है कि जेड़ा nutrition हैगा and exercise दोवे हाथ दे नाल जुड़े हुए ने ये बहुत ज़रूरी है इकट्ठे करना इन्हां दा and nutrition and diet.
Nutrition and diet is similar in the way that they're always looking for fulfilling those needs for vitamins and minerals. But sometimes people in diet, if you follow a vegetarian diet, a vegan diet, a keto diet, that's when you need to start looking, am I fulfilling everything that I need? And that's why I say if you think of the rainbow, then you're definitely going to give your body, most of what it needs. Another important thing is to always keep hydrating yourself with water.
That's one of the things.
And no other things, because sometimes I see people like drinking, juice all the time, and you think, well, you're really not hydrating yourself.
And other thing is that Satraj is that sometimes you are not hungry, you need water, and some people think we are hungry but actually they are dehydrated and they need water.
Yes,
isn't it? So I will mention that to my viewers as well. So dehydration करके कई बार ऐसा भी लगता है कि तानो food दी कमी लगती है कि ऐसी भूखे गए, but ਨੈਚੁਰਲੀ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਪਾਣੀ ਪੀਣ ਦੀ ਸੋ ਡੀਹਾਈਡਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਭੁੱਖ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਭੁੱਖ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਯੂ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਡਰਿੰਕ ਵਾਟਰ ਸੋ ਪਾਣੀ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਰੱਖਣ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਸਰਤਾਜ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਇਟਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਸਰਤਾਜ ਜੀ ਜੋ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਡੀਹਾਈਡਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਨਿਊਟ੍ਰੀਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਲਿੰਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਸੋ other thing I will say vitamin and minerals there is so much variety of it
yes
who you will advise which people should have nutrition as a mineral vitamins who should take it
the way that I see it is if you know that you're not eating a balanced diet so for example you don't really like too many fruits you only like a few vegetables because there are people like that there are people that they don't really like that many fruits they only like one set I have one of my daughters she only likes 2 fruits she doesn't like anything else so so I know that her balanced diet is not there I don't she's excluding so many groups and I like this and I don't like that and if you are like that and you're excluding a lot of stuff and you're not getting the full rainbow color in your diet I will say it would be beneficial for you to have a supplement a multivitamin that if it's for children then you can buy them over the counter and it's for adults as well you can buy them in any pharmacy they all have the complete spec at the end of the day it's difficult to overdose in vitamins and minerals your body is intelligent if you're lacking them it's quite serious but if you're having more than what you need your body will eliminate
so that's a good thing because sometimes you are scared I'm taking vitamin what about if I'm overdosing my body isn't it that's scary as well because you think it's a toxic thing might be a lot of people do worry about that
it's only vitamin A that you need to be worried with but as I said when you take a multivitamin unless you've eaten like I don't know how many carrots or things with vitamin A it's rare.
Iron as well sometimes they say you shouldn't have over eating iron as
well but again it's like you have to have so much intake of it to be poisoned with it and I think your body is like that's why I said if you know that you're not having a complete balanced diet and you're excluding a lot of if you know you don't like greens and you don't like vegetables you should definitely have a supplement if you for example are low in iron and you're not having any meats and you're not being careful that you're eating high iron I normally say well look at what you're eating definitely there's not enough iron in your diet and then that
you need
yes
so basically ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਕਿ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੇਨਬੋ ਟਾਈਪ ਫਰੂਟਸ ਵੈਜੀਟੇਬਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਨਕਲੂਡ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਮਿਸਿੰਗ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਕਿ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਸਪਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲਓ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਡਾਈਟ ਬਣੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਥ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਇਸ਼ੂ ਨਾ ਹੋਏ ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੇ ਮੇਨਲੀ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾ ਰਹੇ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਈ ਲੇਡੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਆਇਰਨ ਦੀ ਕਮੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸੋਚ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਆਪਣਾ ਫੂਡ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਹਾਈ ਇਨਟੇਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਪਾਲਕ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸਪਿਨਚ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਆਇਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਤਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਪਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਇਸ ਹਾਲਾਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੋ ਟਰਾਈ ਕਰੋ ਕਿ ਨੋਰਮਲ ਫੂਡ ਖਾਓ ਬਟ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਸਮਟਾਈਮ ਇਟ ਕੈਨ ਬੀ ਐਲਰਜੀ ਟੂ ਸਰਟਨ ਫੂਡ ਇਜ਼ ਵਾਲ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਨਾਟ ਟੇਕਿੰਗ so they can have the supplement basically isn't it
and you can look for supplements that are made from whole foods so they're not like the typical like full of chemicals and stuff but nowadays there are really good brands and all of the vitamins and minerals are they can from the food itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So quality of vitamins
Yeah.
भी तुसी देख के ले सकते हो ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫਾਰਮੇਸੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਕੋਲੋਂ ਪੁੱਛ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸਿੱਧੇ ਫਰੂਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੱਢੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਕੈਮੀਕਲਸ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਡ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਸੋ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਬ੍ਰਾਂਡਸ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਲਾਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਾਰਮੇਸਿਸਟ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਲਾਹ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵਿਟਾਮਿਨ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਠੀਕ ਲੱਗਣ ਉਹ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਡਾਈਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੂਡ ਮਿਸਿੰਗ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਤਾਂ So what about ketone diet? We was going to talk a little bit about that as well.
I was telling you that I normally think that it's a very difficult diet, the keto diet, to follow. It's a little bit in fashion at the moment. A lot of
It's a
people.
lot in fashion. Everywhere I'm saying keto. We are on keto diet.
Yes, but it's for vegetarian people like us. It's very difficult because it's very high in protein and very high in fats. So you eating, foods that are very high in fat, very high in protein all the time, very low in carbs.
Okay.
So for us is almost impossible because we don't eat meat. So it would mean that, for example, for our breakfast, we would have lentil with avocado.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit like, but the benefits of this diet is you can lose quite a bit of weight fast. The other one is they say that because you're not eating carbs and sugars, it's like your body is very, very efficient in burning. So so it's burning.
I think we will need to talk more about on ketone diet. The timer is not letting us go further actually. So we will hopefully next time we will definitely talk. Any message you want, a quick message for our viewers you want to give?
The quick message is always remember the rainbow.
That's a good one.
It's the best one. That is going to allow you to have a very balanced diet during the day. If you have those colors in mind, for sure you're having a good diet.
So Satraj ji da message सुनिया, what a lovely message and what a short message इन्होंने दिता ते मैं अकेला ही चला था सफ़र पर लोग मिलते गए और एक काफिला बनता गया मिलांगे अगली बार किसी होर हाल टॉपिक दे नाल किसी होर गेस्ट दे नाल तब तक मैनू दो इजाज़त Be healthy and be safe.